Are you an Amazon seller that's ran into the issue of receiving the unfortunate negative review? If so, this video is probably for you. Hi, my name is Aaron Farrell, and on today's video, we're going to talk about how you can go about contacting people that left negative reviews on your Amazon listing and trying to essentially get them to remove that review. Now, this isn't guaranteed, but it is 100% within terms of service. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so going ahead and hopping into this here, we're on the customer review page inside of Seller Central. So for those of you that haven't seen the screen before, all you're going to want to do is go up to brands and then go down to customer reviews, and we would get directly to this page. And then essentially all you need to do is go in here and try to filter by the lower star reviews. So let's say, for example, you're okay with the 4 or a 5, obviously, but you're really trying to attack the recent 3-star, 2-star, 1-star review that you received on your brand, which in turn is probably causing your overall rating to go down, and alternatively your conversion rate as well on your Amazon listing. Because for those of you that don't know, the higher kind of like the star rating, generally speaking, the better the conversion. Now that can kind of start to break off, I would say, right around 4.7, 4.8, because I think even if you're at a 4.7 or 4.8 on Amazon, they generally will still give it or show it as a actual star rating of 5 stars. But once you get past that, then I think they start to remove some of the 5th star, for example. And anytime you go down, I mean, we see this across the board. Anytime we have a product that we're advertising that doesn't generally have at least a 4.5, I would say, maybe at the minimal, maybe 4, you could still get away with, but definitely anything lower than that is going to have not only lower click-through rates, like when people are seeing the advertising of your product and they see it's like a 3-star or 2-star, for example, a lot of people aren't going to click on that. So in turn, that makes PPC or paid ads much more difficult. But that's, another video for another day. In this particular video, we're just going to be talking about how you can actually kind of go through the different reviews across your whole product catalog and be able to reach out to these customers. I mean, number one, this is something you probably should do anyway, because your customers, a lot of times, they don't hear anything from anyone on Amazon, because a lot of people don't really pay attention to this type of stuff. And, just reaching out and just providing some level of customer service in this world, especially as it becomes harder and harder to even speak to a human, every little bit counts, especially for overall brand growth and long-term growth for your brand, as people see that you actually care if they left a negative review. A lot of negative reviews are out of your control, so it's not like we can necessarily stop all of them from coming in, but we can change the way that we approach it once those negative reviews come in on the listing, instead of maybe just ignoring them, getting pissed off, things of that nature. So on this screen, we'll start off by going over the filters here. So essentially you have different brands, or if you have different brands on your account that you're managing, you can essentially filter it by one brand versus the other. If you're specifically trying to hone in on a particular brand, then you've got the star rating. So we can select, for example, I want 3 stars, I want 2 stars, and I want 1 star. And this is going to filter down the 117 reviews across all of these products that essentially had 1, 2, or 3 stars. There's a lot of reviews on this product, so 117 is really not huge, but you never know on the product. I mean, just that 1 or 2 1-star reviews can definitely skew the overall rating. So this is something that's very, very important, in my opinion, to kind of go through. And then last but not least, you can select the time period. So you could do this week, week, last week, or set older. And basically that's all the different filters that you have. I'm going to uncheck that and maybe just say last week, so we can kind of get more of the newer reviews, something that, you know, in some instances maybe you haven't gone through all these. And I mean, you can still definitely go through some of the older ones and try to contact them, but the longer period of time that you wait to get in touch with the customer, probably the less impactful it's going to be. You know, people that bought a $20 product 8 months ago probably aren't going to care if you're reaching out to them at this point, because they've already forgot about it. They've already moved on to the next thing. So basically in the last week, we've got it filtered down now to just 13 reviews versus the initial, I think it was 100 something reviews. And then the next thing that I want to show you here is we can just take a look, for example, on this particular review here. That's a 1-star. It was left on March 2nd, so not too long ago, based on when I'm recording this video. And it's saying bad product. And essentially what I would want to do in this particular instance is just kind of try to reach out to the customer and see what we can do about it. So the only thing you would need to do next is just hit this contact customer, and then you're presented with two different options. So number one, you can just go ahead and actually do a courtesy refund. So let's say, for example, you know, even if Amazon just completely dropped the ball, maybe they got it, you know, they destroyed it during shipping or whatever, something that maybe not even any part of your problem, but you're just trying to look to get rid of this review. So it may be worth it to refund that $10, $15, $20, you know, depending on the price of the product. Now, if it's $1,000 product, might need to think about that for a few more minutes. But in an instance where it's maybe a lower ticket item, you might want to consider that within reason, of course, you know, like try to get your rating moved by starting off by getting 1 review removed or 2. And you can even calculate it yourself based on the number of reviews and how many 1 stars, and, you know, trying to find the average of that and doing a bunch of math. But yeah, that's the first option, and you can select that, and it will essentially set up a message directly from Amazon, and it's essentially telling them, you know, that if they'd like a full refund, just go ahead and reply with full refund. And then it says, we hope that you give us another chance. Thank you very much. And it also tells them down here in the template that they can basically remain kind of anonymous and not expose any of their email address or anything like that, so they don't have to worry about essentially you getting their email address. So it's just a privacy thing for the Amazon customer to kind of understand, but that's something that Amazon kind of puts in the standard template. Now the other option is to do just customer support, just standard customer support, see if you can reach out to them, and then maybe they'll just get back in touch with you and say, hey, you know, sorry, I left that negative review for you. I'm just really looking for a product that worked, and that's all that I'm looking for. And essentially be that company that ships them out a replacement. They just take their word, ship them out a replacement. Or maybe in some instances on the higher dollar products, you could have them even send it back to you and then refurb it and resell it later on. But in any measure, you're just reaching out to them and trying to get, you know, more clarification of what's going on. And basically, as it says here, we'd like to address any issues or concerns you have. Your satisfaction is important, so please contact us by replying to this email and we'll work to resolve your issues. So basically, yeah, inside of this, it's going in and sending them an email. We just hit the send button, and then we can also click this checkbox after we've gone in and selected one of the options, either just to go ahead and give them the refund, or the second option being, you know, sending them that customer service message, and this will get it off of the customer reviews page. So you would just click on that, and then you would hit the send button, and that's really all there is to it. So in essence, you know, just go ahead and start going through your catalog. The bigger the catalog, probably the more amount of work it's going to be to keep up. I mean, some of these products have 10, 20,000 reviews on them. them. So as you can imagine, the sales velocity is pretty high and the reviews are always flowing. So, to have even just a couple negative reviews within the last week, that's not too horrible, but every review definitely counts and every review has an impact on the listing. Some you can absorb a little bit more, with a more established product, but in either measure, you just want to go ahead and try to take care of that customer as much as possible. So that way they can potentially come back and buy more stuff from you as you launch more products, as you start to expand your product catalog, or if you have a consumable product, especially because people are going to keep buying something every 30 days or 60 days or whatever it might be. So hopefully this has got your mind kind of turning and you've stuck with me towards the end of this video. And if you have, I really appreciate it. And if you could just go ahead and give this video a like, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're working hard to try to drop a ton of content for you guys, especially because we're, just kind of new to this initiative of really trying to give value back to the YouTube community, and every subscriber for us definitely counts as well. So thanks again, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.